was going to take part of it, not all of it.
Yeah. And so the purpose of putting it out is just so it's readily available when you're ready to make that purchase?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, because the only thing I would say is that, I wouldn't pull it out too prematurely, especially if a portion of what you're pulling out is in the stock options inside the TSP. If, like, for instance, you're in the S or the C or the I funds, those would all be stock options. Those are probably down. And so, depending on the time horizon here, if you know you're going to do this in a relatively short period of time, you may in fact want to get it out because we've seen somewhat of a recovery in the market this year. And I suspect we will likely, at least based on history, retest our lows from last October once we get into the recession. We've never experienced the bottom of a bear market prior to a recession. It always happens during the recession. So if that's the case, we're probably going to head back down. So if you're pulling a portion from those stock funds and for instance, you're going to make that purchase in the next year, this might be a great time to do it. You, of course, want to talk to your CPA and just factor in the tax implications of that, because all of that withdrawal is going to be added to your taxable income. If you're pulling from the I fund because you've got it in more of the bond type investments, I think those will recover over the balance of this year. So you may want to wait on that. If it's in the G fund, the government securities, it doesn't really matter. Then it's really just a function of taxes. Do you want to pay the tax this year or next year? And if for instance, you weren't going to buy that property till next year, your CPA may decide for one reason or another it's better to wait and pay the taxes on your, and add this to your income in 2024 versus 2023. You all can have that conversation. So I would allow the investment strategy that is represented by the funds you're pulling out and the taxes to really be the driving force there. Now, once you decide to take it out, after you've considered those items I just mentioned, then where do you put it for safekeeping, where you can earn a little bit of interest? And I do think up to $250,000 per institution or per account category with an online bank does make some sense. So I'd probably look at Marcus, MARCUS, Marcus.com, which is the retail side of Goldman Sachs. They'll pay you, 4% plus right now with high yield savings, no fees. You could link that account to your checking account and then transfer the money back and forth electronically. You could look at Capital One 360, or you could go to bankrate.com and search by those banks, those online banks that have the very best rates and terms right now. If you wanted a Christian solution, a credit union that shares your values as a believer, and that was important to you, then I would look at Christian Community Credit Union. You could go to joinchristiancommunity.com. That would be an option as well. But I wouldn't have any problem with a bank or credit union that has FDIC or NCUA insurance as long as you're under that $250,000 limit.
Okay, thank you, and thanks for the credit union. I was going to ask you about that anyway, but I do have it in the G fund.
Okay.
Of course, I pulled it, and so yeah, I'm going along with that. And as far as looking at the savings, okay, so just picking one with it says FDIC, but I was looking at too. The question I have is, I was looking to go to an IRA savings account, meaning I can transfer for it into an IRA. Is that possible? Because I see them out there, like. Some of them stipulate IRA as well. They can handle that. What is the difference? Well, there's a difference. I'm thinking I could just basically laterally transfer it to that bank account, and if I took it out to buy property, then I'd pay the taxes and stuff on it. Is that correct?
Yes. I think the question would just be, what do you have it in? Now, I think the key would be, can an IRA, so you're talking about an IRA, is that right?
Well, I thought I could transfer, an IRA, and I thought I could transfer, again, I'm just looking online and stuff like that. I could transfer from the TSP directly into a IRA savings account.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Yes, as long as you stay within the IRA, then you're not going to create a taxable event, and then it's just a function of whether or not what you're putting it in has FDIC insurance. So you're going to want to just check that and make sure you understand what you're getting into.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. I think I got it. I just there aren't that many with the IRA attachment to it as far as the IRA savings account. And yes. So the other way would only be to take it out and then take it out into like a Roth or something like that, and then put the car, just take it strictly out, pay taxes on it, and put it in a savings account. Is that correct? That's the only other option?
Yeah. That's exactly right. So I think then it's just a function of you talking to your CPA to determine which calendar year you want to pull it out in. If you know this is going to be happening in a relatively short period of time, then going ahead and getting it out, adding the tax to your 2023 taxable income is, an option, and you could go ahead and do that now, or you could leave it in the G fund and wait. I think, that's just a function of the timing and which tax year would be more beneficial.
Great, thank you. It's just the G fund takes a month or so to get that transfer out. And I'm looking for property, so I'm not sure if that would work when I'm looking for property. And I would have to have the timing kind of correct on getting the funds out, and then putting the down payment on it. And that's the concern with the TSP, really.
Yeah, exactly. So you're going to want to talk to them and just ask them, how quickly that distribution can take place, because clearly once you've identified the property, you may have a shorter window of time to get that out. But I suspect you would know, in time to be able to make that distribution. But I think the bottom line is FDIC insurance does cover customer deposits held at FDIC-insured banks or savings and loan associations, including IRA accounts. So just make sure you know what you're getting into and coordinate the timing on that and the tax implications of it. Listen, all the best to you, Elijah. We appreciate your call today, and if we can help you further in the future, don't hesitate to reach out. Well, folks, we've got another break coming up here. Joe in North Dakota and Krista in Montana, we're coming your way just after the break. We'd love to hear from you as well. 800-525-7000. Also, Jerry Boyer stopping by in just a bit. We'll look forward to hearing from Jerry in a few moments. By the way, folks, as we head toward our fiscal year end here at Faith and Finance, we can absolutely use your support. We are a listener-supported not-for-profit ministry. Everything we do happens because of your faithful giving. So whatever you could give, we would certainly be grateful. You can do that at our website, faithfi.com. Just click the Give button. That's faithfi.com. Just click Give. Still more to come on Faith and Finance on American Family Radio, just around the corner. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Frank Gaffney, host of Securing America, a program dedicated to protecting the country we love against all enemies, foreign and domestic, to the glory of God and His kingdom. Each weeknight at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, we provide insights and recommendations about the most important challenges facing our nation from her most thoughtful experts and patriots. Join me to learn how you can help in Securing America right here at 11 p.m. Eastern Time.
Hannah's Heart, a half-hour program specifically designed to encourage Christian couples walking through infertility and miscarriage.
This is not a show that's going to promise you a certain outcome, but this is a show that says however God answers your cry, we know that He's enough.
Hannah's Heart with Ann Cockrell and Kendra White, each Saturday afternoon at 5 Central on American Family Radio. You can find the podcast at afr.net.
Absolutely free. We know you've learned to be suspicious of those words, but really, you can get biblical financial wisdom delivered to your inbox each week absolutely free. Articles, videos, podcasts, and special offers on biblical resources. Nearly 60,000 people receive our free weekly wisdom email, and you can too. Create your free FaithFi account by going to faithfi.com and click sign up to begin receiving weekly wisdom in your inbox. We are grateful for support from Sound Mind Investing and the Faith and Finance program. For more than 30 years, they've been helping Christians reach their financial goals with step-by-step guidance for investors at every stage, from those just getting started to those getting ready for retirement. Through scriptural principles and practical suggestions, SMI offers financial wisdom for living well. More information, including the short video webinar on profit and peace of mind, no matter what's happening in the market, is available at soundmindinvesting.org.
So thankful to have you with us today on Faith and Finance on American Family Radio. I'm Rob West. Coming up in just a moment, Jerry Boyer, a resident economist, checking in with us on the markets and the economy. That's just around the corner. But first, Joe in North Dakota, you've been waiting very patiently. Go ahead, sir.
I'm good. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
I got a question about long-term care
Okay.
for my wife. She's 50 and in good health. Went to our advisor. He said at one-time payment of $50,000. That would have been okay for us. Looked at the website and had 100% LGBT or whatever that is rating, and that kind of made me uneasy. The advisor said, "Well, that's just about how they all are." So, what do you? I don't know what you think of that stuff. We've tried sustainability.
Well, I think you have an option to align your values as a believer with all of your decision making, including your financial decisions, be it your investments or who you work with from an insurance coverage standpoint. And so I would